IMF, they said if you go to IMF, it means you are incompetent. And yet when they arrived at IMF, they were not even qualified to be incompetent. You know why they were not qualified to be incompetent? Because the IMF has an internal policy that says that we do not lend into an unsustainable situation. When you come to IMF, the only time we'll give you money is that your debt itself is sustainable. That man, John Mahama, went there with a sustainable debt level and was qualified to be incompetent, to be admitted to the school of incompetence at IMF. You got there, you have to do a receipt. Because your debt was unsustainable, you could not cross through the barrier. You had to come, even up to date. You are still begging people to forgive your debts. You remember at the time they announced the IMF program, I told you people that we did not have financing assurance. You remember I told you that? And that Nkommo Wo Ho was busy lobbying instead of doing the difficult job. That same financing assurance, we got it the second time. How can the same financing assurance be issued twice? And now we have an MOU. From financing assurance, you move to MOU. But when we were now collecting the first tranche, the second tranche, the condition precedent had become a condition subsequent. You were not even qualified to be called incompetent because you are at IMF. When you got to IMF, they said you don't belong here. Your case is so terrible that you don't even qualify. And you are comparing yourself to John Mahama. When John Mahama went there, did you hear the word DDP in Ghana's vocabulary? Did you hear debt restructuring? Did our bilateral creditors have reason to constitute a committee to consider our case? Did you see Setekwe roaming in Europe talking to Eurobond creditors? Amin Adam has been out of this country for 2 weeks, gallivanting between France and UK, begging for debt forgiveness. Seth was busy here doing and fixing our economy because we didn't need that. We had such a strong economy. Our debt dynamics were such solid that we did not need all that embarrassment. We did not need a bankruptcy certificate. So, ladies and gentlemen, it is very clear that comparing the two is like day and night. They don't work together. And that Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia should come back to the economy.